It's so easy to get addicted to technology. Yet you don't have to be. You can break free. We all know that technology, in the wrong hands, is a problem. They say the average person checks their phone over 200 times a day. By using Stoicism and digital minimalism, you can learn how to zero that out, using 7 techniques we're going to explain, right here, right now. Our first strategy is the reverse of what you're probably expecting. You don't lock your phone in another room. You bring it in. In essence, instead of running away from the problem, you run towards it. The idea is that you use your devices to help you use them less. Specifically, you can use the monitoring they include to use them for fewer hours. Most devices, especially mobile devices, have a setting that you can use to monitor your usage. For me, there are a few apps that are a problem. If I'm not careful, I'll use them too much. So I pull up the screen that shows my daily app usage every day, and I make sure that I stay under an hour for the apps that I tend to use too much. I have found this solution to work really well. I went from multiple hours to less than 1 hour a day on some apps, just through this. If you do nothing else, do this. Now, the apps that everyone finds most addictive will vary. Some people might have Instagram installed and not check it for months. Other people might look every 10 minutes. It all depends on you personally, on your interests. So look at what you tend to overuse. Then look at your app's daily usage. Then check that every day as you're trying to reduce your usage. It's a step you can take that really works, where you can start small and then ramp up. Our second strategy is an extension of this. It's to try a ban on devices, on usage, for a few hours at least, or even 24 to 48 hours. They say that drastic times call for drastic measures. If you're racking up 45% of your daily time on phones, as a recent ABC News story claimed, it's time to take drastic measures. You probably see your phone as a friend, a compassionate assistant, a tool that is there to help. But when you pick up that phone, you're not always in control, especially when you're zoning out. When we pick up a phone, we're holding a device that hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars have been poured into shaping us, the user. Engineers, CEOs, brilliant mechanics, MIT grads, they're all working hard on how to get a little more usage out of you. You're up against all of them when you pick one up. Because of this, when it comes to technology and incentives, we are weak. Phones have been designed to be like slot machines. The creators really think hard about what motivates people and what gets them excited. They are really good at making devices that give you a dopamine hit and keep you coming back for more. Our technology industry makes money by keeping you on device. So, to fight back, you've got to come prepared. You have to have a plan. And that's where digital minimalism comes in. Digital minimalism is an orientation and a philosophy. But the basic idea is that you're trying to streamline your digital life and only keep the digital things that belong. To summarize, cut the clutter, keep the necessities, because if you think about it, a lot of people are actually digital maximalists. Our phones and laptops and computers could not be any more busy. There's notifications popping off. There's notes and graphics pinging our screens and asking us to look down, look at this app, look at that deal. Our attention is being sucked away. We may try to keep it for our own purposes, but the phone is always pulling at us, asking us for more of it. We usually give in and lose. The Stoics anticipated this problem in their way. They also lived in a world which demanded too much of them. The core Stoic idea they lived by is that your life is precious and your time is scarce. You've got to use them wisely and carefully to live the best life that you can. The goal is to think about what you can control and then work on that resolutely and with purpose. Your job is to figure out how that intersects with technology. Now, we live in a world where total victory or total escape from technology is impossible. To be a part of the modern world, to work in the modern workforce, you need a phone. It's not optional. If it was, it would be easy because you could just cancel your plan or toss your laptop, and that would solve it. But if you've got to have a phone, then you've got to live with the temptation of having a phone near you. And to be fair, modern life really asks a lot of us through our devices. We're expected to have constant connectivity to work, to friends, to our calendar. If we don't answer the call, people get mad. It's even worse if the person is your boss. Then it's dangerous. A lot of us have business relationships that we can't put on pause, that we need our phone to sustain. The reality is that most of us have a troubled relationship with their devices. Most of us spend longer than we'd like on our devices. So you should know it's a tough fight, and everybody has to fight their own war, in which you won't win every battle. I don't personally know anyone who has what I would consider a perfect relationship with their phones. But I know some people have better relationships, and I know some people have worse relationships, and I know where I want to be on that spectrum. So take the plunge. To kick off your new digital approach, try living without your phone at all for several hours. See how it feels. See what you learn. You can expect it to feel uncomfortable, but some of the best changes are the most uncomfortable. Use the insights you gain to help you with the strategies we discuss next. Take our third strategy, which comes from the Big Think, a great YouTube channel. It's to get used to being bored. When we talk about a digital detox, a dopamine detox, we're talking about a problem of too much stimulation. We are easily bored. We reach for our phones or our devices to soothe that boredom. But boredom, in small doses, is good. It gives our mind a rest. It surfaces thoughts that would otherwise be silenced. It lets us synthesize insights that simply won't come any other way, without the relief that boredom gives us. So the next time you're done with work and you're at home and you're feeling bored, and you feel that familiar urge, fight it. Do not give in, not immediately. Think, I'm bored, and that's okay. I can be bored. I can sit with this. Reflect that there are no permanent negative consequences to being bored. At worst, it's an unpleasant sensation. But we, as Stoics, seek to better ourselves and overcome the tyranny of bad sensations. Think of your great-grandparents. They didn't get news updates every 15 minutes, and they did fine. And guess what? Whatever is happening on social media, it can wait. You could ignore it for a decade, because you're not the main character of social media. You don't have to be on there. You might want to be, but you don't have to be. And the fact is, you'll be better off by taking a break. So do that. Intentionally seek out breaks. Insert them on purpose into your schedule. You'll get bored, and as you do, don't run from it. Embrace it. Being bored at times is the goal here. It's not a mistake. Do it to think clearer. The research confirms it's good for your health. And since health is about the whole person, our fourth embraces that. Our fourth strategy is to take conscious control and analyze your relationship with technology. The fundamental truth is, as much as our devices fight, struggle, and brilliantly scheme to capture our time, at the end of the day, you're in control. You own the relationship. You decide when to engage on your own terms. Now, the funny thing is that sometimes we decide on our terms, yet we don't see that those are our terms. We don't see that we made the decision to be on our phone for 5 hours on a Saturday. But it wasn't the phone that piloted our hands. It was us. We chose to do that, and because we chose to do that, we can also choose to undo that. We can change our choice. So contemplate this. Your devices are not alive. They don't have feelings. Your phone doesn't care if you pick it up, and your TV doesn't care if you turn it off any more than a rock cares if you kick it down the road. These are mechanical things that operate without intelligence. You bring the intelligence, and you decide the relationship that you're going to have with those things. So think about everything you use, technologically speaking. Your phone, your laptop, Amazon, Amazon Prime, Netflix, Facebook. You know the names. Think. What kind of relationship do you want to have with these things? Then, build a structure around them to make that relationship right. You might uninstall some of them. You might cancel others. You can limit the hours you spend with the ones left over by checking your usage a few times a day and staying under the numbers you choose. Because, ultimately, you choose. And what you choose is what will happen. So make that choice consciously. Ask yourself, what is this digital minimalism replacing? What was the urge behind the behavior that led me to undertake this digital detox? It's like a string you're pulling on to see what's at the end. It could be loneliness. That's a common problem. If you look at the research, they say 1 in 3 Americans reports feeling lonely. So if it's loneliness, think about alternative solutions. What could you do to be less lonely? If you haven't thought about it, maybe now is a good time to think about joining a local group, a sports club, or a trivia night or something. It answers a need that we all have to be social and to be around other people. There's nothing wrong with taking a step in that direction. It's something you can do, and the truth is, it will help you if you can meet friends and be around people instead of using your phone or your laptop to be that social outlet for you. There's plenty of research showing that in-person time is exceptionally good for your mental health. So if you're using the apps to get your social fix, think about how you can find happiness outside of the apps, without technology of any kind. And while you're at it, use substitutions. Look at your phone or your laptop, app by app. If you're clicking on an app and opening it and then using it to argue with people, a common thing to do, think about what else you could do that would also feed that need. You're probably enjoying the sense of conversation and socialness and even competition that you get from that. So think if there's a group or a team you can join to find that same satisfaction. Maybe even just talking to more people at work or in your neighborhood if that's an option for you. So that's the psychological internal side. There's also the physical external side. That's why our 5th strategy combines the physical with the technological. It's to streamline your apps and devices. Now some apps are fads. They'll fade on their own. Others stay with us for years. Some struggles for your attention you'll win naturally, but others you'll have to fight to reclaim. To help with that, you need to reduce the number of things that are around that can steal your attention. We do this with food, for example. I know that if I had my favorite dessert at home every week, I would eat it every week. So there are some weeks when I don't buy it at all. I could afford to, but I choose not to. I do better that way. Now take that approach and apply it to your phone apps, your iPad time wasters, your computer games. For most of those, you can uninstall them and then reinstall them later if you find you want them back. In the short term, uninstalling such an app is almost downside-free. The big insight here is that with fewer distractions, it becomes easier to focus. So look around, identify what's taking too much of your time and what's expendable, and then trim what you can. If you've got a device collection, think about selling some off or giving some away. If you don't always have devices by your side which are all competing for your attention, then it's going to be easier, and that lets you be more intentional with the remaining ones. Say you have a phone, a laptop, an iPad, and a Steam device. That's a lot trying to pull your attention away. Think about simplifying that and just making it a few or a couple. This makes it easier to resist, which makes it easier to have the relationship that you want. Remember, all those things that are there, because you chose at one point to get them or to buy them. You made a choice. This means you can also choose to sell them or to remove them. You chose to enter them into your life, and you can choose to exit them out of your life. We go deeper on that with our 6th strategy, which is to get organized. Things get out of control when we're not organized. They pile up. They become harder to track. They get away from us. our performance declines. It's not just physical, it's also mental. So organize early and consistently. Digitally, that means deleting unnecessary files. That means deleting unused apps. It means putting your devices in a place where you might not reach for them if you've got more important stuff going on. Just look around you right now. Are things basically organized? Be honest. Don't be harsh. Now, maybe it's functional and it's good enough, but you might be able to make it better. The less clutter you have around you, the easier it will be to not feel stressed. And that, in turn, will cause you to turn to your devices to relieve stress less. Many of us live in a cramped or messy environment that we often don't like being in, and we turn to our phones to get away from that. When we clean up our physical environment, that impulse goes away. If you can fix your environment, then in a way you can fix your relationship with your phone too, because you're no longer running away. You can keep doing what you're doing where you are without needing the phone to feel better. So make your area nice. It will help. It will make a difference. As Stoics, that's what we work to do. To be really minimalist, you want to kind of rethink your approach, and you get rid of stuff which is keeping you from being stable. Get rid of apps and get rid of devices you don't need, and try to substitute with things which are better for you or which you like more. The main takeaway, the most important takeaway, is you have the power to create the environment that you want. The goal is to make intentional choices and to bring yourself greater peace and happiness through this digital minimalism. Our seventh and final strategy is to start small and build consistently. Now you know the plan and how to do it. Now just take one small step and build from there. For example, with an inbox, you might go through and start unsubscribing from newsletters you don't need or deleting emails you don't want. Do that with your apps. Look and see what you don't want and what doesn't need to be there, and then start working your way down. And once you've cleaned up your apps a bit, look at your physical environment and try cleaning that up too. And once you're done with that, once you've cleaned up digitally and physically, then start thinking about what you want to fill the extra time you now have with, that you worked so hard to reclaim. Maybe you want to use it for social events. Maybe you want to use it to earn money. Maybe you want to use it just to relax. It's up to you. But the most important thing is to start small and be consistent and get back up when you stumble. And that means committing. Not just today, not just tomorrow, but for as long as it takes to get your relationship with technology right. Remember that small victories also count. So maybe you don't succeed in completely disciplined mastery of your technology usage at all times, but you might use it better, and that counts as valuable. So that's the plan, in 7 strategies. You have everything you need now to put it into action. You have the power to create the environment that you want. The goal is to make intentional choices and increase your happiness with the help of Stoicism and digital minimalism. Start small and be consistent. Take one technique at a time. Clean up your apps, organize your space, embrace boredom, and build real-world substitutions for your digital habits. Remember, you're in control of this relationship, not your devices. Finally, thank you for listening. If you've gotten value from this, please consider subscribing. We love to hear your comments, every one of them. Just keep at it and things will get better. Work makes a difference. Commitment makes a difference. And digital detoxing will work if you do it. I want to remind before we end, this is a hard battle. This is not easy. Our relationship to technology goes deep. If you've been using devices for 5 hours a day, it's going to be very hard to go down to 1 or even 0. So, for your digital fast, start small. If you can do 6 hours, great. If you can do 24 hours, even better. Look at how you handle it. If it feels good, savor the feeling. If it's very hard, note that too. Then, build on that. Monitor your usage. Get rid of some devices. Reflect on why you use technology so much, organize your space. And most importantly, if you fall off the wagon and find yourself mindlessly scrolling at 2 a.m., go to sleep. The next day, get right back on it. Improvement counts, effort counts, and you're trying. That's the most important ingredient for long-term success. Thanks again for listening. We love our audience here at the Stoic community, and we're deeply grateful for your time. So give digital minimalism a try and let us know how it works for you. So start today. You'll be glad you did. And take care. We'll see you in the next one.